What is up, my Gaggle of Geeks, and welcome to tonight's episode. We're going to be talking about a bevy of things. We're going to be talking about Loki episode 2. We're talking about Father's Day movies, and you already cut to the wide. We have a special guest with us. Please welcome Richard Bonaduce.
Let's go again.
Yeah.
Hello.
It took so long to get to the applause folder. I had to stall the word. Yeah. This is so cool. Dude, thank you for coming onto the show. You've been on back during quarantine where, of course, we had to do everything virtually. But having you here, having the full thing, this is awesome.
This is a great space. I love your space. I love the chair, too.
We could do that, see?
It's very...
we could fist bump.
Ooh.
It's very relaxing.
Cut back.
It's very relaxing. Although that's why I was late. So probably...
do you want to address that? I wasn't going to talk about it.
I'm sorry. That's totally my fault.
Okay.
I bought a pillow cube. Did you see the pillow cube advertised?
Why?
Obviously, it freaking worked.
Is it the one where it's why do we make it a cube? Then
yes.
they try to explain, yeah.
Yes, except I went all in and I got the Pro Cube, which is more of a pillow rectangle.
Mm.
And I got it today. Got it in the mail, and unwrapped it, and it went. Because it's all squished down. And I'm like, this is probably, we should try. and I was out until you called me.
That's cool that it actually did work for you. But so here's what we were doing.
Pillow Cube. You should be paying us for that, by the way. That's what I just
cut to white for this. For the first hour before, I don't know if you noticed the bucket out in the front.
I did not. I was looking. I was planning our paraglider episode.
Oh yeah, I remember. So out front we have a bucket and a towel. I like to wet the towel until it's freezing cold.
I love to wet the towel.
Where's no? And nobody hears these sound effects but me, by the way. So when I drop these, no one will get it. So that's fun. But anyway, I wet the wall. I wet the garage wall. I slap that cold towel against it. And it takes away the heat momentarily and stops the oven from cooking. And that's really all that you can do. It'll heat up again. So I was just doing that the whole time. And it got to be about 10 minutes before. And we're like, we should probably call him and see where he's at.
How about you hang a sheet in front of your garage door and then just spray it with the hose? Just let it be wet.
What does that do?
Wouldn't that reflect whatever?
Would it?
I don't know. What's a wet towel on the wall do?
It stops it. I can't explain the science, but it just prevents it from getting hotter for a moment. But then it heats back up.
Well, how quick does it evaporate?
Oh, that was the problem because this week has been crazy with the heat.
Yes,
so
we set a record.
I know, right? Salt Lake's in the news again.
Yay!
Yeah. At least it's not for.
It's not bad this time.
Yeah, at least it's not St. George being like, took my job vaccine. Oh,
that was a good St. George.
Well, I'm from there.
That was
you are
a hurricane kind of voice down there. Those guys.
Well, it's the first part of the show, and I didn't really prep you for anything with this episode, other than we're going to be talking about Father's Day movies. But the first thing that we do is we have a little segment where we just talk about the things that we like.
It's Gaggle of Geeks. What are you geeking about?
I can't hear a thing.
So, with that being said, you're our guest. What have you been geeking about this week?
This is going to be a bit of a throwback. I'm an original Star Trek fan from back in the day. So I've seen all the original series at least 100 times each. And then I watched Next Gen. I've watched all those at least 50 times each. But I kind of got lost somewhere around Deep Throat 9, and I didn't watch it all. And then Voyager came up and Captain Janeway, blah, 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 and I went, I'm done. And I didn't. And then Enterprise came and that awful theme. I was like, I'm out. So pandemic hits. I'm like, I'm going to get caught up. So I watched all of Deep Space Nine over the course of time. And I was like, oh, that really picked up. I mean, what was that, 7 seasons?
Maybe.
Something like that.
Do you watch Star Trek, Chaz? Are you out of your depth, John?
Huh?
You're out of your element, Donnie.
That's okay.
No.
We geek on different stuff. But yeah, the last 3 seasons got really good. And then I started to watch Voyager, and I'm liking Voyager a lot. I'm in I'm in the 6th season, and it's been consistently pretty good. And I'm surprised because I was so not a fan, but I hadn't really given it a chance.
Yeah.
So I watched, I think like just an episode a night. I'm not trying to like binge it or anything, but it's been a lot of fun to catch up on it. And wow, CGI has come a long way.
Is it a season? Well, is it a series where you can jump in at any point, or is there like a good starting point you'd recommend?
Oh gosh, I'm not sure about that. That might be a question for someone else that's watched it more. I'm literally watching it for the first time, so I don't know if I can step back and do that. But they get lost in space trying to get home. There you go. Yeah. So
So are each season are they chronological? It's like the first Star Trek, and then like the times that they were released, are they relevant to the timeline of the show, or is the show kind of jump everywhere?
I think more or less they are relevant. I mean, it might not be back to back necessarily, but there are some times when they reference something that happened. Oh, we met this, species before, and they're like, okay, we did. So it might not be again real chronological, but yeah, they're more or less in order. I don't know if they're in order of release date on Netflix.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm assuming they would be, but I will say this, Voyager is the grossest series so far. They do amazing stuff with makeup. Like every alien is just, and they set Tuvok on fire like every other episode. It's disgusting what they do to people in this
How
thing.
big of a Star Trek fan are you?
I'm a super fan.
Okay. Then you might know this, and we might be able to geek out on something that Chaz, it might even be before your time.
Whoa,
Okay.
whoa.
Yeah. Okay. So
Wait, there was
the
stuff
Hilton
before Chaz?
in Las Vegas.
What?
Have you been to the Hilton in Las Vegas?
The Star Trek experience?
Have you been to the Star Trek experience?
I have drank a Warp Core Breach in
Yes.
Quartz Bar.
Ferengi onion rings for the win.
In fact, my sister came out to visit me from Pennsylvania. We went to Vegas. We stayed at the Hilton. And for 2 days, all we did was we woke up, went down to the Star Trek experience until lunch, then had lunch in Quartz Bar, then stayed there all night. We didn't go anywhere else.
This is when Vegas was fun.
Vegas had nothing else
When they
to
were
offer.
like, we're going to give some kids some cool experiences and give adults good experiences too. Watching a Klingon walk around. And, this is kind of funny. Like, we can go into more stuff later, but this is a dad story because my dad took me there. I'm Patrick William Beatty.
Father's
Patrick
Day.
Stewart.
That's
William
the Father's
Shatner,
Day
Beatty.
tie-in right there.
I'm named after the Star Trek captains.
That's awesome.
Okay.
Yes, it is.
Well, when we were there, this was when the Borg experience was happening. I don't know if that was like a specific thing or if that was
the 4D thing.
Yeah. So the Borgs were walking around. Have you've seen First Contact, right? Star Trek First Contact.
Probably when I was like
Basically
super baby.
You know what a Borg is?
Basically,
Yeah.
take a vacuum
Yes.
cleaner and just put it on someone's face.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Terminators, but with skin.
They had skin to go back in time.
They did.
They wouldn't have done it.
That was a
otherwise.
horrible analogy. But anyway, I would be sent by my dad to go and feed lines to the actors that were dressed up as characters. So like there would be a Klingon walking past and he would coax me, he would whisper something and I'd run up to the guy and go, "Today is a good day to die," and like look at him. And I didn't know what I was doing, but it worked well. Got us free food and stuff.
No, I loved it.
The ride. This was the first Galaxy's Edge ride. No, would you agree?
Do you mean the shuttle ride or the Borg ride?
The whole experience where you're put into a ship.
Yeah.
Like you are literally transported onto the Enterprise.
You're walking
the same way
around
that you
the
do with
bridge
Galaxy's Edge.
Of the Enterprise D, I guess that would be.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, so you're on the bridge, and then something happens to the bridge. You have to get into a shuttle and get off. And so you're in the shuttle thing that does this, and the big screen is what you're seeing the Enterprise
Like Star
fight.
Tours.
Yeah, and all that. And it was really pretty cool. But the 4D one, the Borg attack you, you're in the chair a lot like this. And when they do this on the screen, something in the chair pokes you in the side, and there was spray, remember? And
yeah,
it was pretty cool for the time. This is a while ago.
I really wish exactly. I wish they brought stuff back like this. Movie specific experiences. That's not necessarily something you need to get at Universal Studios. You know what I mean?
I don't know what you mean. No.
I want the Ramada Inn to have a flash ride.
Guys, this is all over my head.
All right.
So,
by the way, did you hear about the? We could talk about. Do you have the Flash news?
Well, I was
drop
gonna
today?
say, tying into with Father's Day real quick. My dad's a huge Star Trek fan.
And that was what I'm geeking about. So
Yeah.
please tell us what you were.
No.
geeking about.
I mean, he's a huge Star Trek fan, and so like hearing you guys talk about this is really like memories because like he
You're
used to
like,
watch it when I was like super young, No, but I remember my first Star Trek movie in the theater that I recall was Nemesis, which is probably
I'm sorry.
I know.
The Tom Hardy
I'm so
one.
sorry.
Yeah,
I know. You Picard.
Wow.
But me being young, I liked it. You
Tom
know?
Hardy, though.
So I've been trying to watch the originals on Netflix.
You mean the original series or the original movies?
The original series.
Oh,
I want
okay.
to watch them in chronological order, like when they came out. Like
There's
that.
only 79 of them. You can do it in like a couple days.
I know, and so I'm tempted to do it. I think I'm like on episode 5 of the first season, and I watched the first pilot where it wasn't
Episode 5. Okay.
yeah,
Okay.
of the first but I mean Netflix has the pilot that's not even
The one they
what's
actually
his
showed.
bucket. Yeah. So it's been fun. It's just memories, you know.
No, it's super cool. I love to watch the old ones and go, yes, that was special
Atlantis
effects at
ride.
the time.
You remember the Atlantis ride?
What?
Remember the Atlantis ride in Vegas?
No.
There's a full Atlantis ride where you're put in a ship and you're in Atlantis. That's a sudden squeak.
And a sudden Atlantic squeak.
If they say that our video is too choppy, don't cut too many times. I'm wondering if maybe the cuts is.
Did you set the shutter speeds right?
Yeah, they're all at the right thing.
Okay.
Maybe not the main camera, but the other should be good. With that said, what is that where you're geeking about?
Yeah.
Original series stuff. Good for you.
Yeah.
I'm liking it.
Well, let us know what you guys are geeking about. Send your stuff over to gaggleofgeekshow@gmail.com. And from here, we're going to move to our new segment. It's the one that has healed a nation, that's brought joy to everybody's life. It is
The News Say with Chaz.
Can I make my own music because I can't hear it?
I know. Yes, please. Okay. I don't know how I can mute it with this. Just cut to. You're gonna have to slowly rise up like the intro. Oh, so squat down.
Oh God.
Squat down. Here, I'll do the control. Squat down. All right.
Oh man.
Squat down.
What?
Okay, ready? And Rich, go for it. All right, that worked. That actually wasn't too far off from what it sounds like. That was really good. That works.
All right, guys. Well, in the news day with Chaz, there's been some great news. DC gives Batman no pussy.
All righty.
That's true.
Already.
Already.
We hit the 10-minute mark. We can say it. If it rhymes with Chaz, pussy.
Chaz, pussy.
And let's be frank. The minute I saw this story, I knew.
You kind of fed me the idea,
Yeah.
But as you know, the Harley Quinn show writers had an idea for Batman and Catwoman to get kind of frisky, and DC shut them down, saying that's not Batman. That's not what superheroes do. And Twitter went crazy. So,
well, there's more to that. It's not just that they said the toy. Well, they were referencing toys specifically. They said Batman. Batman
Could you see the toys that would come from this?
Exactly.
That'd be great.
That would what from that?
Oh, come on.
collector's items, man.
Oh, this is gonna be the worst. It's gonna be the dirtiest. Real. It's a perfect one for you. It's everything you want for comedy wise.
Okay, but give the toys. So they couldn't market the toys basically.
Well, they said basically we can't sell a toy where Batman is also going down on people. Like we can't do both. You got to pick one. But
well, like I said, Twitter went crazy with it. It hit trending on Twitter, and people. Sure. I mean, I had to Google Batman to see what exactly is going on. Batman. Is there a new trailer for the Batman movie? What's going on? Then you kind of realize, but so a previous Batman, which you will appreciate this, okay? Val Kilmer, from Batman Forever.
Don't single me out like that.
He thinks Batman is open to things.
Well, yeah.
Why do you think he has the ears? They're handles.
He's getting in there. What do you think he means when he talks about the Batcave?
Handlebars, man.
Okay, but going on to the Batman Forever, it has been 26 years. Rest in peace. Wow. I didn't know this, but apparently there's a Joel Schumacher cut.
We talked about this.
Oh, did we? Well,
you
know what?
Schumacher
Here's
cut.
the thing. It's lost forever because, rest in peace.
Why is
Finally.
it lost forever?
Why? Because he's dead.
No. The cut exists. It's
dead,
Warner
though.
Brothers has it,
But it's dead. It's not going to see the light of day. He doesn't have Snyder in a reputation.
No, but Snyder was lucky to get it anyway. Speaking of
Snyder,
will you segue to what we need to talk about?
Yeah, finally to settle the debate, King Snyder himself went on Twitter last night and said, "Oh, it's canon," and he posted a very not safe for work picture,
which tells us that we need to cut to a segment. This is a hot debate, and
Turn your animal. Out of order. I show you out of order. I want the truth. You can't handle the truth.
Stand down, Mr. Slade.
I'm not finished.
is Batman a selfish lover?
Is this a real question?
Well, let's realistically break this down because DC is trying to say this is canon. And I've got a couple points about this Zack Snyder picture.
Wait,
because
what is canon?
that it's canon that he doesn't do this.
But he does do it.
No, DC is trying to say he doesn't. The story is about the Harley Quinn show.
Right.
Wanting to do it. They said no. And they were lamenting on it, not saying that it was a big deal, but Warner Brothers basically be like, we cannot do what you want to do. Which, if you've seen Harley Quinn, just makes you love what they're doing. Right?
Right.
But when it comes to, I don't know. What were you saying?
Him being a selfish lover?
Yeah, is he a selfish lover?
I mean, he's a daddy issues.
Exactly.
He has big daddy issues.
Well, it's Father's Day.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So it's all fitting. What does that have to do though with him being a generous lover?
He's a playboy. He has the money. He doesn't want to get hooked down and have that human connection.
If you're a playboy, what is your argument? Are you for or against? I can't tell.
Being a selfish lover, I'm for it, dude.
He is a selfish lover.
Yeah.
I'm just saying he's not doing it because he's got a throat condition.
You're not wearing hockey pants.
Juices.
Maybe it's like an STI and
could be in its.
Okay. Well, what is your position? Are you for? Is he a selfish lover or not?
No, I don't think so.
I don't think so either.
I don't.
Whoa, what?
I don't think so either. You just said it yourself. He's a playboy. You can't be a playboy if you're not good at what you do.
You can be a playboy.
Now wait a minute. He doesn't have to be good at it.
And
they're just saying he's not even doing it.
I'm making a very big distinction. Bruce Wayne will, but will Batman? They are two different people.
So let me ask you a question then.
I don't know why I keep doing that.
Do you think he wears that?
That's the thumbnail.
Or do you think he goes full on Batman during that?
Oh, I think he keeps his utility belt on and the whole.
You can't take off his mask.
I mean,
I think there's a shot where he's with Talia for a night. It's one of the comic shots where they're explaining how Damian Wayne became Damon, showed up, and he's shirtless, but he still has the cowl on. It looks ridiculous. So your argument is simply because he's damaged goods, there's no way that he could be nice or generous to anybody else.
No. You could be nice and generous, but
he just isn't. Batman gets what he wants and he dumps him on the street.
No, but he
treats them like the thugs.
He's so emotionally not connected that he doesn't have the capability to not be selfish during the love sessions.
Nah. What do you think? Richard, come on.
I think, dude, he's Batman. He's going there. That's what I think.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
But I think he makes them call him Batman while he does it.
Do you think so?
Call me Batman. Do it.
And he's all about justice as well.
Yeah.
And
it's all
fairness.
About fairness, equity.
Yep. And equality. Yep.
So you think...
And here's the funny thing. They just did Batman the Killing Joke, right? We just saw...
Here's the funny thing about Batman going down.
Exactly. We just saw it, basically. We saw it, essentially, when it came to Barbara Gordon and Batman in The Killing Joke, where they had to add that to the story. They wanted that in, and they wrote it in, DC.
I know. It's canon. It's canon.
Well, that's the thing. Zack Snyder posts a picture of a comic panel.
Yeah.
Which, if you backtrack this picture, there's no source to it. So that means one thing. He commissioned it. So I think it's hilarious to think that he went to an actual comic artist and said, will you please draw a picture of Batman going down on Catwoman for me? I'm going to troll some peeps. And then put it like that is level 100 trolling. And I applaud the man. That's pretty amazing.
There's no source to it at all.
No, they've tried to backtrack it to a comic book or anything. Nobody can find it anywhere.
So I guess it's not canon, question mark?
He will make it canon. That's pretty much what he just said.
Huh.
And of course, the first hint should have been the fact that the Batman was the Dark Knight Returns Batman. It's like, when did Frank Miller draw this panel? That doesn't make sense.
That's great. Wait, we can't show that? Can we show it?
Let me see.
I don't know.
You two talk while I look for it. You two talk while I look for it.
You haven't seen it?
No.
I'll show it to
Hold
you.
on.
I'm a huge Frank Miller fan, so I would
this.
love to see it.
You got it? I took a screenshot of it.
Because the Catwoman is generous. She's licking herself all the time.
Well, here's the thing, too. So I've been playing Batman Arkham Knight. It's free on the PS5.
Mm-hmm.
And they have chemistry. They have always had chemistry. So, like, of all the villains, quote unquote, I think Catwoman would probably be the likely one.
There it is.
Yep.
Okay, so there's. And we won't put it up on the screen because I don't want to get taken down.
I think it's hilarious that
But
they're just
yes.
fully costumed. Dude. It's great.
And it's nowhere to be found anywhere. He commissioned this.
He must have.
That's incredible. Like,
Or
that,
you know what? I mean, maybe someone, fan fiction stuff, and they do all kinds of.
sure. Oh, of course. Like, it's silly that DC wanted to weigh in on it to begin with. Like, Harley Quinn is a silly show, and no kid is watching it to begin with.
And if they are, well, that's more power to you.
Yeah, I think we've changed Chaz a little bit. I think you're now on our side that he would be a generous lover because #equality.
Okay, what do you mean generous lover? Like, if they go down on him, he goes down on them?
Catwoman would get what she wanted first.
Deserves.
Oh, yeah.
First.
Yeah, but he would
get it first.
But he would never be committed to pursuing a relationship out of that, is what I'm saying.
Well, if we're talking about Dark Knight, The Dark Knight Rises, he walks off with her in the sunset.
Okay, but is that canon? Is that canon? Is that based on the comic book? Or is that Nolan just being like, we have to have a happy audience?
about Batman's canon?
Oh! No, we know talking about the canon is sexist.
I
We
just see
want that
Batman a man of many
patriarchal
appetites.
take.
That's all I'm saying. I think. Oh, come on!
I'm just saying, if Catwoman slapped him, he wouldn't be like, "Ouch,"
Well,
you know.
Spank me,
Hockey pads,
dude.
Rachel.
he's got all kinds of stuff,
Yep.
toys and whatnot.
Oh,
in that
and let's talk
utility
about
belt.
Christian Bale's character relationship with Rachel Dawes. Like, he's totally simping all over.
Yeah, but
He would
never
totally.
but he never pursued it, though.
He would take care of her and then just go home. That would be that Batman. He just wouldn't even do anything else. He'd just be like, "I really hope one day this will work out," and just leave the room. One day you said you'd be with me. Did you mean it?
That's
Well, you won't go down on me, so no. You're a selfish lover, so no. Forget it.
What's next on the news, eh?
Oh, you guys. In more serious news.
Wow.
I know.
Cutting to serious.
Serious news. Assassin's Creed has a TV show. Have you guys seen the first one? The movie? It was awful.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, they hired the writer who wrote The Fugitive and Die Hard.
Okay.
And so my headline for this is they decide to go against the Creed and become fugitives. Let's hope this series doesn't die hard.
Oh,
I like that.
And then Disney Plus is moving to Wednesdays for original programming because Loki is making bank.
Really?
it was,
So it's
wasn't
way
it
more
like the
popular.
highest premiere they ever had on
Yep.
Wednesday. Plus
Interesting.
Netflix kind of claimed Friday already. So
Have
why
they?
compete?
With their movie releases and TV releases?
Yeah, they released a lot of
Wednesdays.
the original stuff
Yeah.
on Fridays.
Yeah, but they also are kind of competing with box office too.
But
Like, so they're not necessarily trendsetters, but they are doing that alongside theatrical streaming.
right when
Amazon kind of is too.
Well, no-
What is Amazon just kind of just plops stuff down and goes?
But like we were talking last week too, though, is that during The Mandalorian, they had to move one episode to a Wednesday to not interfere with the release of Rise of Skywalker.
Okay.
And so there's theories that might be it too, because Black Widow is coming out in 2 weeks, 3 weeks, or whatever it is on a Friday, and they didn't want to compete with that. But since they're making bank on it, and plus I think it's nice because it's a mid-week show that you can tune in. You don't have to wait till Friday. Like it's literally halfway through the work week. If you want to like relax one night and watch it, there you go. So
Well,
there's that. Speaking of Disney though, David Harbour, speaking of Black Widow,
Stranger
right?
Things.
Yep. Stranger Things. He's in Black Widow. He's teasing
Hellboy. That one.
I like that one. Teases Red Guardian versus Cap America origin story.
Interesting.
So there's that. And then J.J. Abrams is a producer on a Showtime documentary about UFOs because he's a nerd. So there's that.
Well, if it's anything like the report that came out with Congress, which said nothing, it was like, yeah, there's stuff up. We don't know what that is either. That's all they said. You know what it is. You know what it is. And you're not saying it.
Then it's not a UFO if you know what it is. Unidentified.
It's aerial phenomenon now. UAP.
That's right. UAP. Yeah.
And then
UAP.
UAP.
Patrick, this one might relate to you because you've been covering Tribeca. They've announced their top film awards. Like there's 3 movies that are probably going to get them. The Novice. Have you seen that?
Don't do that.
Okay. Brighton 4th and Ascension.
Which one?
Brighton 4th and Ascension.
Nice. So here's the thing with Tribeca. Their Tribeca at home stuff isn't necessarily giving you all the stuff that premiered during the festival.
Nice.
Some just aren't in there.
Well, and then finally, not least, did you guys know Spielberg? This is kind of old news, but kind of new news.
I know Spielberg?
Spielberg has a semi-autobiographical film coming out about himself.
No.
Yeah, I didn't know that, but that's news from like October of 2020. However, I just saw that they casted somebody new, and I'm like, so I looked into it, and he won't release the name of it. So I said Spielberg won't spiel the beans about secret film.
Oh,
very good. Well, cut to wide because this reminds me.
Yep.
Please lift up yours as well. We have a very special giveaway for everybody that is on our Instagram and on our Twitter. Make sure that you are following us because by Friday we are shipping these away to 2 lucky people.
Friday.
This is a 2-week long one because honestly, this is a pretty awesome deal. You're gonna break the glass. Don't do that. It's tempered. This is mahogany.
4 movie collection. 2 good ones, 2 iffy ones.
You can maybe skip a couple. Do what you want with them. Dude, it's yours.
I told you before the show I haven't seen Crystal Skull. So
well, the important thing about this is coming from Paramount. And Paramount no longer will have distribution rights to Indiana Jones after this. It'll go to Disney. So this is the last time that you're going to get anything that's a box collection from Paramount. And we know how Disney is doing their Star Wars stuff. I don't know if you want those moving forward.
Lots of extras on there too.
So many extras.
Yeah.
And it's in 4K. The only downside that I see with it, I accidentally hit the Catch Me Outside. How about that sound effect? They don't have the Blu-ray. I think these box sets, I don't think 4K is transcended enough to where it can't have the 4K is transcended enough where it can't have a Blu-ray included. Dude, I think it needs to still.
I don't know, man, because 4K has been around for a while now. And it's been around, gaming,
but it hasn't popularized the way the Blu-ray did. And Blu-ray still includes the DVD.
Right, but it's like gaming consoles where like they're gonna have to make exclusive games and stop making it for old gen. I think that's what the phase they're trying to go for now is like everybody has capability 4K. It's not like
nobody can afford
technology.
a 4K player. I think that's the point. Like if you want to get the good capabilities, for instance, my $60 one that I have downstairs, it probably would lag a little bit through this. It can barely get through Batman Returns.
Oof.
And Batman Returns is kind of old. This is old too, but the nice one that I've got, it works really well. All I'm saying is check this out and make sure to follow us on Twitter and Instagram. We will be choosing him on Friday.
Plus, physical media is better than streaming. You get better quality. Did you know that?
I believe that.
Yeah.
Is there anything else on the news?
I know that's it. That's it for the news A.
That is the news A. And with that, let's move into our review of. It very Tron-like, yeah.
Thank you.
Oh, who gave us the care reaction? That sounds like we're.
Do you guys want to fight?
Oh, they care. That's nice.
No. That sounds like
sympathy. That's like an emoji. Bless your heart.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
That's like you guys are trying. You guys are trying, but you're not doing well.
Nice of them.
I need a love.
I think it's nice of them.
Nah. We expect more.
I'm gonna take it.
We expect more from
I'm
our
taking
geeks.
anything I get at this point.
This person suddenly is like got an angry emoji. No!
Send us some poop. That's what we want. By the way, I was checking crunching on Pornhub when we started.
What?
Remember we talked about crunching? Let's see. Crunching.
Get that white shot.
Oh, dude. Yeah,
Rely on the white. The white is funniest, I think.
Well, there's some.
There's some crunch.
There's some crunching.
Are you actually? Oh,
He's
it's happening.
He's actually.
Just checking. We were talking. I was saying, could I crunch on the air? You're like, people might be into that, and so we're like, I bet people are into that. People are into that. There's crunching on Pornhub.
Is it like pasta, like dry pasta? And
You really want to know? You really want to know? Masturbating while crunching on nipples. That's what it says. I'm just a messenger. Don't. Oh, topless while doing crunches.
Oh, I mean, okay. That's like a workout
There's
video.
that.
That's like the workout
Crunching
video.
leaves with dirty feet. That's two things.
It's disgusting.
No, obviously not. People are liking it. 360 views. Just saying.
Loki episode 2 just came out.
I'm saying we're in the wrong business.
It's
That's
called,
what I'm saying.
it's called The Variant. We're going to get an OnlyFans soon. We'll have a Gaggle of Geeks OnlyFans.
Yeah, it's like Patreon.
We'll get 1 million.
We'll just post our feet. Dude, we'll
For the
post
big
our
gay
dirty
episode
feet.
next week, which, by the way, Adam McDonald's going to be on. Very cool.
Good guy.
But let's talk about this episode. We got a lot of reveals and ended on a pretty crazy cliffhanger. What are your thoughts? Spoil away. What were your big standout moments that you liked? What are you hoping to see?
Dude, let's start with Richard.
I thought you were actually going to
Was
say
he in
something. Wow, that was a real pass the ball.
Let's start with him because I don't know what I'm saying.
Let's start with Chaz, and now you got to do it as a rap.
Okay, well, this is how it went.
Hold on. We got you
You're
give me the high beats, and I'll do the lows.
Okay, good.
All right. We see Loki helping out the time people, and they decide to go back in time and maybe try to prove that the variants don't affect time. And then they're like, well, maybe this person's hiding out in this event. And yeah, dude, I don't fucking know. I tried.
That's pretty good.
I made my mouth very sweaty.
By the way, that was semi-spoiler really, but
That was good. I appreciate you. I appreciate you going for it there.
yeah.
You went for it. That was good.
Yeah. I didn't rely on my F-bomb that I usually rely on.
Okay, so essentially the first thing that we figure out is Loki figures out how this variant is doing what they're doing, right? We know that it's another Loki, and that's why Owen Wilson wants him in and is trying to help you. Mobius is his name, right?
Mobius M. Mobius.
Yes. Which, by the way, have you watched any of Owen Wilson's interviews about this? Have you heard much about?
One on Jimmy Kimmel.
Yes. Okay, so he knew absolutely nothing about the Marvel Universe. And Tom Hiddleston was nice enough to always be showing up and giving him, he called them like Loki lectures.
Loki lectures.
Yeah, Loki lectures to like explain the timeline and what happened. And he was on Jimmy Kimmel and he was like, yeah, I just kind of forgot everything. And then I went home.
Wow.
And then I heard a knock on the door and it was Tom. And he was like, you ready to study some more? And he like studied with him all through the night with Loki stuff. But he's great, right?
Owen Wilson?
I love him in this.
I love Owen Wilson in this. He's actually, I would not have ever expected him to be cast in a Marvel film because
No.
I feel like he kind of died.
Let alone against Loki.
Yeah, when I feel like his career kind of like went weird. Like you didn't really hear much from him because he's usually in like, Wedding Crasher kind of movies where they're more adult themed. And the fact that he was in this, I was like, I liked it.
I'm here for the pretzels, man.
Hey, they're good ones. I like this one.
No, I'll tell you, when I heard about WandaVision, Falcon Winter Soldier, and this and all the other things coming out, here's something I really like about Marvel. What they're doing, I wouldn't have guessed. Like I would not have guessed that's what they were going to do with WandaVision.
Oh,
Yeah,
no.
right?
And they do not hold your hand through that one.
Right. And then Falcon the Winter Soldier, I'm like, oh, this is really interesting too. And I love what they did. And then this, I'm going, okay, when he took off with the Tesseract, I thought, this is what's going to happen. Nope, not at all. It's something totally different from what I thought and takes me in a totally different direction. And I love that people are online going, wow, we noticed this inconsistency. I'm like, dude, you're on episode 2. By 6, You never know. And I'm really looking forward to see where this goes and how it ties into other things. You know, it's going to tie into certain stuff, but how is it going to? Is it multiverse of madness? Is it X-Men? Is it what is it? You know what I mean?
How many variants of Loki are we going to see is the other thing too.
Yeah,
we've only seen
a bunch,
and we'll get to that reveal. But what he discovers with how this variant is working, they're going to big disasters like apocalypse like things where the timeline wouldn't have been changed whether they were there or not. So
like Pompeii and
yes, and which is the first place that they go to, which is very dark for Marvel to have them just like kind of laughing at the situation. They're just like, I can't believe we're here. This is so cool. And he's like, I'm Loki. None of this matters. You're all going to die. It was great. That was great working. You're not giving me anything.
No, I like it. Here's the thing. I keep forgetting because they keep showing him grabbing the Tesseract cube, right? From Endgame, right? Mm-hmm. And I forget that in Endgame, they never really address that necessarily. Like, you don't know exactly what happened. So it's exploring that. And then it opens up this possibility, like, maybe he didn't die then. Like, there's always that possibility, right?
What do you mean?
Like Thanos? Loki isn't dead?
Oh, no, that Loki died.
That Loki died, right.
Timeline,
this is a different timeline, but they're probably going to try to bring him back into the Marvel universe, so then he's not really dead.
Nah, this Loki's going to die.
You think so?
In the end, yeah.
Do you think he's going to have a redeeming arc where he's like, well, I know I'm a trickster, but like...
He's already kind of there, but it's not going to end with him being brought back into it, unless it's revealed that the TVA is all bullcrap. Which it could be. Could be. If it goes that direction, then yeah. But I don't know.
I love his conversation that he had with Owen Wilson about, you really believe this stuff. You really believe in it. And he's talking about it like it's a religion, you know, and he's talking about how people talk about religion. And it all could not be true. They don't really know. They're just buying it kind of on faith.
It's weird how much stuff is being passed down from just hooded secret space lizards is what they're always being referred to as. The way that it ends, I mean, I don't know if they exist anymore, right?
Why?
Because they sent the thing up.
Who exists? What thing?
The space lizards exist anymore because they bombed the place, didn't they? In the end.
I
No.
don't know what you're talking
about. They send a huge energy thing up to the Time Lords.
Oh yeah, but
that variant Loki sends it. And it goes up to the Time Lizards and it's a huge explosion.
Is there a huge explosion?
And then you see all the timelines starting to branch out because they're no longer keeping the time. Time Lords got.
Okay. That's not the way I took it, but okay.
Maybe. How'd you get it?
That those little explosion things fix time. They eliminate that. What did they say? They sort of disintegrate that thing and then pull it all back. I felt like she was bombing the timeline. I think that's what they say. Someone bombed the timeline.
Yeah.
So instead of fixing it, it blew it up. It broke it. And it just branched out at everywhere there was an explosion. I'm not sure.
Okay, so it didn't go to the Time Lords.
I don't know if the Time Lords are dead. I didn't think so.
I didn't think so either.
Where the Sacred Timeline was where they were. Like, they were there doing it. So wherever that got blown up was where they were too.
Well, because the episode kind of implies that she's been traveling in all these different timelines and sending up these bombs, right?
Which, by the way, Loki, it's female Loki. We didn't even say that. We were like, the variant.
She has a name, by the way, and she is in the comics.
She has a name, Patrick.
Yeah, say her name.
What is it?
It starts with an R. Do you know?
Jalissa. Starts with an S.
What?
Sarisa.
I thought it was an R.
Did you see the news out of the UK version of Loki? The actress is credited in there, not as Lady Loki, but as I think it's Sylvia.
She's
Loki. Not Loki. She's the Enchantress. It's a completely different character.
That's a red herring, huh?
Are we sure?
From over there. No, we're not
Lady
sure.
Loki is a big character
over
too,
there is throwing it into question. They didn't put it in our credits.
Interesting. It could be that they just got it wrong.
Maybe because they don't want us to know it's not a Lady Loki. If you watch again,
I'm not going down the Mephisto road ever again. I'm not being Mephisto. I'm not going to be Ralph Boner again.
She has a completely different name in the UK credits for sure.
I will not be Ralph Boner.
The Sylvia thing is an enchantress. Loki says enchantment. It's for amateurs. Then she says, "Don't call me Loki." Like, there's a lot of
Interesting.
hints that maybe she's fooling the trickster.
Yeah, Patrick.
Did you know that a kid Loki exists?
I would name my kid Loki.
Yeah, it's in God of War.
Who would you want to play Kid Loki?
Kid Loki.
Whoever played young Sheldon, just put him in.
Indiana Jones, The Adventures of Young Loki.
Dude, maybe what's the kid who played Bruce Wayne in Batman Begins? Like at that age.
Timothy Chalamet?
That's not Timothy Chalamet.
He's
Chalamet
dreamy.
all day.
He's kind of dreamy.
He's too dreamy.
Well, now you guys are besties.
What was that? The chin, the hair, and the eyes. I'm looking forward to Dune just to watch him on the big screen.
Oh, man. Well, where do you think this is going? Now the multiverse is kind of happening, right? That's what's assumed.
Looks
Multiverse
like it.
is happening.
Especially by Doctor Strange. I don't
Does
think
Doctor Strange show up from a portal and is like, I'm going to drop you until
I
you're
hope
dead?
not, dude. I really hope not.
because I don't think they're going to introduce the multiverse in Doctor Strange. They got to set that up. So there's going to be hints at it.
Yeah. Do you think they're going to be going into more apocalyptic events now? Or now that they've blown up this timeline, they have to go into the different timelines and see the different versions?
Different timelines to see
That'll
different
be
versions.
fun.
That will be cool. And it really does have a
Although,
Doctor Who feel. The
That's
whole
very
show.
what if-ish,
Yeah.
which I'm so excited about. But I mean, like, they're already exploring that area.
That's true.
I love that they got the Watcher in that. I love that.
Well, what else happened? There's a little bit more, I guess, development between Loki and the one guard. Like there was a little bit of mutual respect towards the end until, he vanished going after the variant.
What I liked about this episode too is that you think the whole episode that he's actually there to help because like he's like, oh, like you actually buy it.
Yeah.
But at the end he reveals that he has a different plan because it's Loki, right? And it's that he wants the variant to help him.
Yes. Oh yeah, that's true.
Although Owen Wilson, I think in the first one, knew it.
Yeah.
Because he said, "No, I'm not doing that anymore." It's like, "Oh, you're just cozying up to me because you're going to betray me." I know you.
I never stab people in the back. Yeah.
Yeah. Like, dude, you've done it like 50 times.
I'll never do it again.
I'll do it again.
I think he will eventually meet back up with Owen Wilson sooner than like towards the finale. Like they're not going to keep them apart for too much long.
Their chemistry's fun.
So let me ask you guys a question.
That was a chair.
Do you think Owen
That was the
Wilson
chair
is
sound.
actually behind any of this, like his character?
Why are you not cutting to wide with this?
Oh,
Okay.
I thought he was just
I'm
adjusting.
just letting you know that was a joke. Yes, he might be in on it. Wouldn't that be weird if he was in on it?
That would be.
Because like, what if like all these red herrings are here, but like the real villain is actually in front of us the whole time?
Could very well be.
That could be. Well, we'll have to see with this. Episode 3 is next Wednesday, and yeah, I don't think it could be any better so far. This was my least looking forward to show. If I'm being honest.
I was excited about this one.
And I'm very happy with what we've got so far.
You know what impresses me about it? After the second episode ended, I was watching it with Valerie, and I turned to her and went, "This is only the second episode?
Yeah.
They're just chock full of stuff. It's great. I can't believe they brought up this much possibility and ways to go in 2 episodes.
Well, let us know what your guys' thoughts are on the new Loki. And with that said, let's do a quick ad break. Right. So, oh, God. What?
Better buy some merch.
Oh, we're threatening you.
No, there's no threatening.
Buy merch.
Just buy merch.
You think that you're going to listen to this episode without buying merch?
Who do you think you are?
Who do you think you are?
Dude, merch. Gaggle of Geeks.
That. Do it again. Touch your chest. Buy that merch.
Gaggle of Geeks.
This is better at. Oh, man. Buy that merch.
And while crunching nipples. I don't even know what that means. How is she crunching her nipples? Oh, no, that's how. All right.
Kind of like show us how she's doing it,
She's like, she's.
No, oh, my God.
She's. Oh. What?
So it is Father's Day, gents. And we all came from a dad, We all came from a dad.
I think so.
We're all dressed the same. That's pretty great.
We are.
It's almost like
This wasn't even a memo.
It's almost like we're already family, right?
We just did this.
You know what? I think we are family.
Do you?
And I think we can make it official, couldn't we?
Really, Patrick William? You
Well,
think we're
I have here some adoption certificates.
Jean Kirk?
And I think we could all just like adopt each other today, you know? So
Are you doing a Hitman's Wife's Bodyguard?
Yeah, we're just gonna
here?
give each all of us our pages, and let's all read off what each other's things are. So I'll go with mine. So this is to certify that I, Patrick Beatty, have been adopted into your boy Chaz's family. Thank you, Daddy.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Daddy. And he is now Patrick's baby daddy from now, then, and forever. Patrick was found in and adopted from the trash.
I like it.
That's good. I'm excited.
You want to go next?
Sure. Certificate of adoption. This is to certify that Richard Bonaduce, spelled correctly, thank you,
Yes.
has been adopted into Patrick's family, and he is now Patrick's baby daddy. Wouldn't you be my baby daddy?
I was a little tired when I wrote these.
Okay. Yeah. This is not legal tender. No, this
Until
is
you
wrong.
sign it, it will be.
Richard was found dressed as Ant-Man outside Hollywood, which is totally true. I have an Ant-Man thing.
Do you really?
Just a shirt and a helmet.
Yeah.
And a glove.
That was nice, dude.
And well, yours is, I think, the sweetest.
This is to certify that Chaz Campbell Evans has been adopted into Richard's family,
Oh, wow.
and he is now Richard's baby daddy from now, then, and forever.
I got this whole thing messed up.
Chaz was found naked in the gutter with 47 copies of Arrival around him. It's very true.
That sounds about
Yeah,
right.
I can't tell you what the state of those movies look like, but he wasn't playing them.
Was the hole bigger?
Just from jot form?
Yeah, the watermarks are still on it. Yeah, it's like unlock premium
Thank you,
to
John,
unlock
for
the. So yeah, now that we're all each other's daddies, we could talk about our favorite dad films, our favorite Father's Day movies, movies about just relationships with fathers and sons. Let's start with Chaz.
My favorite that first come to mind is Austin Powers Goldmember.
That's the first one that comes to mind.
Yeah, because he has a song. He's like, Daddy wasn't there to take me to the fair to change my underwear.
Did you listen to that soundtrack growing up?
Over there.
I did, yeah.
I did too. Yeah, we were weird. You're a weird person if you listen to the Austin Powers soundtrack growing up.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's.
It got to the point where my dad's like, yeah, we're not playing this anymore.
Did you listen to a lot of Weird Al Yankovic?
Absolutely not.
Okay, well, what does that mean? Weird Al's amazing.
Just no.
He walked so Bo Burnham can run. Anyway, go ahead.
That's my first pick. So I don't know. Do you want to go?
Well, there's a lot to pick from. You can do like Father of the Bride with all
I haven't seen it.
Steve Martin stuff. Even Cheapy by the Dozen is a really good one. Finding Nemo is a great father's one that really any kid of any age you can watch that film and get something out of it. Yeah,
Patrick or
I would say baby daddy. Is that what you're trying to say?
Is he Pornhubbing baby daddy?
I think I'd have to go with.
It is a great one. Indiana Jones 3. We've got it right here.
I was going to say if I have a serious answer, which would be Indiana Jones 3. I loved that movie and I loved the interaction between them. And I thought Sean Connery as his dad is an awesome idea. And then they played against his James Bond type. I mean, that was great. I love that. But another one, I think a great Father's Day movie would be We Need to Talk About Kevin.
I've not watched this. Tell us.
Really
That's on
need to
Netflix, right?
watch that. Yeah. Yeah.
What's it about? I don't know anything about it.
The guy that plays Flash in the movies, by the way.
Okay, Ezra Miller.
Ezra Miller. And yeah, it's
Is he a piece of shit?
It's a heartwarming tale. Yeah. No, it really
choke
is.
slams a fan to the ground or
And
something.
he ends up using his crossbow or his bow and arrow to kill his father, John C. Reilly.
This is a Father's Day movie.
It's a lovely,
there you go.
heartwarming tribute to dads.
Well, Big Daddy, I guess, is also one of the comedies that Adam Sandler did. This was when he was hitting pretty much home runs with everyone he was doing.
Yeah, but his stuff was doing pretty well.
Big Fish, I think, is great.
Big Fish is one of my favorites.
The tall stories, or maybe tall stories of a father and the son slowly coming to a realization that some of them might have been true. It was such a good. Tim Burton really knocked out of the park with that. He doesn't do films like this often.
I was going to say that is probably my favorite Tim Burton movie.
Mm-hmm. You could also say Taken could work.
Yeah.
I suppose that's a weird list. That's a weird list.
Everyone wants a protective dad.
Well, let's go into Country Living to look for other other Father's Day.
There's one that's kind of an indie that has Zach Braff in it that I really liked because he plays a father who's struggling.
You have to do the gallery. They want their clicks.
Oh, I hate that.
They want their clicks.
I'm out of here.
But this one is called "Wish I Was Here."
I've seen Wish I Was Here. The soundtrack's really good.
Yeah.
I actually watched We Need to Talk About Kevin with my father and my brother. And at the end of it, they were both just stunned into silence.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, Liar Liar, Jim Carrey.
What a Girl Wants with Amanda Bynes, obviously.
Yeah, that's
why wasn't that our first pick? What's wrong with us?
We could watch it now.
The Princess Diaries. None of these are Parenthood, I guess is.
Oh, I think
Big Fish is one
for sure.
Vacation.
Anything with
vacation-y, sure, yeah.
But I don't know if I was a father and I was given a vacation to be like, Happy Father's Day. I think it'd be a little hint that like you're a fucking idiot. You know?
I prefer like, Christmas Vacation over that.
You're not very cool. Maybe this is how lame you are. 10 Things I Hate About You. I don't get why that would be. Father of the Bride. That works.
Sure.
Indiana Jones Ghost Crusade.
Yeah.
Mission Impossible.
Daddy issues.
Okay. I guess. Well, then Batman's a Father's
Daddy
Day film then
issues
too.
with John Voight. That's what I think.
Tree of Life.
Dude, the Tree of Life. That's a good movie.
Tree of Life.
Heat.
He has daddy issues.
That works.
Learn about life
Mamma Mia and Mamma Mia. Here we go again.
Never seen
it. Here we go again.
No.
No.
Who wrote this?
It's Elle Magazine.
Elle.com, dude.
We had to cite our sources.
No.
8th grade.
8th grade.
Royal Tenenbaums.
Yeah, you
now
kinda
that
gotta
would
go
be
with
a
that.
slap in the face to a dad.
Hmm.
If that would honestly be the one that I could get away with playing to my actual.
I'm sorry to hear about your mother. She was so pretty.
That was such a good movie. I just watched a Tribeca film with Luke Wilson in it. Actually, he's not doing too much lately.
He's like Owen.
He's really good.
Yeah, the last thing I saw him was the this girl. What is it? Not Supergirl. The TV show. The girl who gets the powers. It's American.
Stargirl.
Yeah, Stargirl.
Yep, I'm with you.
That's the last thing I saw him in.
Kramer versus Kramer. Does that work?
Yeah, for sure. Wait.
I've not seen it.
You haven't seen one movie of the year, 1979.
Sorry, that's ahead of our time, sir.
No. You can't do that. I'm not with him.
Can't
I'm
do
not with
that.
him. Don't do
Ahead
that.
of our
Don't do that. I'm
Can't
not with
do
you.
that.
You're not born in 1979, dude.
I've seen stuff before I was born.
I'm cultured, you swine.
That's right.
I've watched my shit and I've done my time.
All right then.
Yeah, but not Kramer versus Kramer.
You should watch it.
What would you major in?
Film.
Okay.
Meryl Streep, by the way.
You can't major in
Who's
film
she?
and then say that movie's too old for me.
I didn't say it was too old for me.
She's
I said
before
it's
your
ahead of
time.
our time. Like I haven't
It's
seen it.
ahead of our time.
It literally is ahead of our time. It was before we were born.
I'm reconsidering this adoption thing.
Who would you take?
I'm gonna have to.
Who would you take? He just said he'd get rid of both of us.
The Lion King. Dude, the Lion King wrecked you.
Yeah, that would work.
Die Hard, kind of.
Yeah, he's a dad.
Sinister, kind of. That's really
Okay.
depressing. Dude, that's depressing as hell.
If they have,
Yes.
we need to talk about Kevin.
Yes.
Then we need to talk about Elle Magazine.
Fast and
there's
Furious.
something-
There's nothing more family oriented
Family.
than
It's
the Fast
about-
and the Furious.
But that's
about
not fatherly.
family.
Oh, there is so much father stuff with it.
It's all
Fast
about
and
family.
Furious 8 is essentially just a Father's Day movie.
Yeah.
It really is. It's all about Vin Diesel getting a son.
It's family.
Named
It's
Brian.
all about it. Yep. Name him.
Right,
We named him Brian. Which, by the way, if you love Fast and Furious, you definitely are going to want to check in the next episode. Let's see. Air Force One. That's the daddy of America.
Get off
That's
my
America's daddy.
plane.
Let's see.
I'm here always.
Signs with Mel Gibson.
Yeah, I suppose that's
Yeah.
Godfather.
Oh, well, obviously,
shit, dude, the
Godfather.
Godfather, yeah.
And Godfather 2.
And yep, 2 would work.
I actually watched this for the first time earlier.
Call me by
Call
your
me
name.
by your name.
You
Wow.
know, that the speech at the end is really one of the best speeches a dad could give to their
I
son.
think what they're saying
about
is the part where he's like, call me daddy. Call me daddy. That's the.
I haven't seen it.
Oh, I thought we were okay.
Wow.
Well, it's okay. You don't have to watch it now because
You're high fiving him for not seeing it.
yeah, high five for not endorsing cannibalism. Good job. It's a wonderful life.
It's a wonderful life.
I think that can work.
Face.
Oh.
If you not want to watch with
You know
dad.
what? I think these are movies that you like can watch with your dad.
Mm,
These aren't movies about dads.
yeah, kind of.
These are dad movies. That's
They've
why
got like a hodgepodge of them. He got game.
Train to Busan. What?
It's the last train to
Dude, who wrote Mrs. Doubtfire?
What, are you just gonna look
Ooh,
at
That
the whole
makes
time?
sense. That makes sense.
That's a
Yeah,
good
Mr.
one.
Doubtfire. And that's really sweet.
Armageddon.
It would not work today though.
You don't think so?
No.
No, cross-dressing and all that stuff. And no.
A straight guy doing it, straight white guy cross-dressing just to get kids, and he's not paying alimony. Wasn't that pretty much the premise of it? Like,
Wow.
it's pretty bad.
Explain a beloved movie in one shitty sentence.
Straight up, like, abducting.
Goals.
Yeah. Armageddon, I suppose.
Yeah.
Sure.
Because Bruce Willis doesn't want Ben Affleck to date his daughter.
Field of Dreams.
Peace,
seen
love, and
that.
dope, man.
Oh, you know what? It would be another one. It's obviously not a nice one, but Warrior would be a very interesting father's film.
That's a
Mortal
depressing
Kombat.
movie.
Mortal Kombat. That works as well.
There you go. Why didn't we write this? Elle, you should be calling us.
Old Boy.
Oh, dude.
If we wrote it,
Really?
it would be Old Boy. We need to talk about Kevin and Schindler's
That
List.
was a good one, and you know
That
it.
was good.
That was a good one. No one saw that coming, especially you watched Old Boy.
Which one, the American version or the original?
I've not watched the American version.
They have to pay for all these videos. This is great.
Beginners.
Daddy
Daycare.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Ooh, the Eddie Murphy version. Yeah. It is the only one, right? There's
Yeah.
not a.
There's a second one.
Oh, okay. Lost City of Z.
That's
It's called Daddy Night School, Part 2.
Pursuit of
Pursuit of
Happiness.
Happiness.
Dude, that's depressing. Wouldn't recommend it.
Yeah.
Oh, I
Watch
thought
it
it
with
was
your father? Dude,
mean,
that's so
it's
depressing.
depressing at first.
And you know, you don't get credit for the grandparents too. Secondhand Lions. Have you ever seen that?
Yeah.
That's a great grandparents film.
War with Grandpa.
More with Grandpa. Gran Torino. You know that we all have that one grandpa that's like, you know,
Get off
Pull
my
my
lawn.
finger.
that and other things.
Logan.
Logan would work great. Logan's a great Father's Day movie.
Sure.
Oh, totally.
Sure.
Don't let them. Don't be what they made you. What's the thing? And then she's like, "Is it death without a killing?"
Do
And she
work.
turns the thing to an X. And
Are
it's
you going to be mad when I say I didn't like the ending at all?
Ugh. I'll just move past it. Gee, whoa! You just. Why didn't you like the ending? Why am I in the out?
Go ahead.
Sir?
Okay.
The ending, there's so much shit going on, and then he just suddenly dies, and like all the kids are using their superhero powers, and it's just like, okay. It didn't have that emotional impact that it was trying to build up. I wanted a bigger send-off for Wolverine, and that definitely was not it. I was undercut.
It was poetic and lovely. How dare you? He went super berserker at the end. He
Cool.
did all of it.
Cool, could have been built up. What's your issue?
I liked Logan quite a bit until the end when they went, we got to go the full superhero movie here, and had the big kind of ending that totally didn't match the rest of it. And then, we need a clone while we're at it, and let's go crazy and do all this.
The clone is weird.
And I went,
When the clone's a little unnecessary.
Okay. This feels like it should be in a different movie.
But I will say the black and white version of it, dude, is beautiful to look at.
It is. And I hope it's better than whatever the Justice is Gray thing. Justice is completely unwatchable because you've darkened it too much. That's what the black and white version was. Cheaper by the dozen. Interstellar.
Murph!
Don't make me leave like this,
Oh,
Marv.
the power of love!
Guys, I actually
Come on,
found
Marv.
Power
I
of
found something that made
Murph!
me realize something about
Murph.
this movie. Okay.
Will you be Murph?
No, I won't.
Murph!
Where is it?
Come on, Murph.
That
I'm
sounds
going to call you Murph. I'm your baby daddy. Son. I'm calling you Murph.
It works.
Murph.
You can continue. I
Go
don't
to
know
your
where I
room.
went.
Go do
Oh, I do
Murph.
know. No, I don't know where I went. Okay, just ignore me. Oh, we're going to talk about Interstellar.
Okay,
Dude. We're going to
so
talk
you've
about,
been
we're gonna talk
sidetracking us
about
for
Arrival.
nothing?
Yeah.
We've just been doing this all time.
But dude, we got to talk about Arrival too, because like that dad leaves at the end. It turns out.
Yeah, well, yeah. Big Daddy, that's on the list. We talk about Arrival every day.
Finding Nemo, you mentioned that. 3 Minute Baby, that's a good one.
Would Tom Selleck make a good dad?
No.
Nemo.
That also wouldn't be made today. 3 Men and a Baby.
I don't know.
Do they have a ton of cocaine in that movie?
Leonard Nimoy directed that.
Really?
Yeah.
Ah,
Old Spacco. Oh, and that's it.
that's it. Well,
I don't believe Elle.
do you have any other recommendations for father movies. If you want to watch Invincible on Amazon.
Oh, that's depressing
pretty
too.
much any one of those like sports films, you know.
I was talking about the
Titans?
the animated cartoon.
Oh no, I wasn't doing that. Invincible. There's another one, a sports movie.
Mark
Invincible.
Wahlberg.
Yes.
Is that
Football thing. Remember the Titans, Rudy, all those things would be Father's Day movies.
I would also say another one. Speaking of Warrior, Gavin O'Connor did The Way Back. It's another one, another basketball sports movie.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
The Way Back.
Yeah,
with Ben Affleck.
Yeah, that's a really good movie.
It is good.
Trying to think. You know what? Bill and Ted 3.
Hell yeah, dude.
Bill and Ted 3 is an excellent Father's Day movie, and it's an excellent movie.
John Wick.
John Wick for
your
puppy
dad
dads, for your
drinks a
puppy
lot.
dads,
Exactly.
animal
It's a great-
dads. That's me. We're all. We all have animals?
Yeah. Do you have an animal?
I had 2 animals.
See,
This
that
got
does.
depressing.
That means we're all dads.
They did.
Yeah. Next week is the week that
Anyway.
Ray died last year.
Way to bring that up.
In
How
other
dare-
news, Nicolas Cage is in a pig movie.
We're celebrating. we're celebrating. Oh,
There's
God.
got to be a Nicolas Cage movie. It's a dad movie. Other than Face Off.
Mm.
There has to be,
Well,
right?
Almost any of them.
Willy's Wonderland, kind
Color
of.
Out of Space.
Yeah.
That's a dad movie.
Have you seen that movie?
He's a dad trying to protect his family.
Dude, that's a good Nicolas Cage movie.
He doesn't go the full cage,
No.
but
Yeah.
There's caginess in it, though.
there's some
Okay.
caginess.
Did you see Willy's Wonderland?
Yes. Now that's a dad movie.
That's a great dad movie.
Willy's Wonderland.
Yep.
Why?
Why?
Because
Why is it a good dad
He's
movie?
fighting animatronic stuffed animals.
And here's the
But
thing.
why is that a good
Here-
dad?
here's the thing.
because dads like shit blowing up.
So there's that, but there is
The
actual
Pacific Rim is good too.
there is an actual relationship
That's only because of the
because
rim.
like there's this girl in there who has like mommy issues, right?
Mhm.
But like she builds this relationship with Nicolas Cage, and Nicolas Cage has no lines at all in the movie. He speaks nothing.
Mhm.
It's all through him just being like,
Oh, I've seen the movie.
"Oh, you've seen the movie, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah." So
I
you
was just
know,
waiting. I'm just letting you explain it to me.
no. I mean, at the end, you know,
He
they
just drinks soda like a madman.
yeah, and then he has that dance scene where he's like,
I that part's fun.
That's exactly.
You guys have not seen Prisoners of Ghostland yet?
No.
And it's
No.
so good. It's the best Nick Cage movie I've
Ooh.
seen in a long time.
"Is it Mandy level?"
It's better than Mandy. It has stuck with me more. Mandy is a haunting nightmare and is always a watch for Halloween for me. However, Prisoners of Ghostland is like a masterpiece. Like
Okay.
I was watching it just shocked at everything I was seeing.
I want to check that
The
out.
Japanese filmmaker, it's putting him in a Japanese Western is the best way to put it.
So does he go full Cage?
It's Seven Samurai meets Magnificent Seven meets John Wick.
So he goes full. He goes full Cage.
Oh, he does. It's an insane ride, but it's so good.
So are we all Team Nicolas Cage then?
Oh,
Regardless
Oh, yeah.
of the quality of movie.
Prisoners
You
of
need-
Ghostland. Okay, I'll have to check this out.
has a trailer dropped for it yet? Wonder if I can pull it up.
It's got some ratings. 219 people have rated it a 6.2 out of 10.
Interesting.
It's probably one of those Sundance films that is getting buzz, and then a lot of people will watch it. Be like, I don't get it. I
That's
don't
true.
get
Well, it is. Yeah, I think it was a Sundance film.
because Mandy
was.
was hyped too,
But
and
the
people were like, "What is
Metacritic-
this?"
The Metacritic score is 54. Now, Metacritic is tougher than almost any other site.
Well, it's not for it. Nick Cage is not ever for everybody, and I think most people just want to say Nick Cage isn't good
Dude, Nick
because they've
Cage.
already formed the
he's
opinion.
good.
If he wasn't good, he wouldn't
Some-
have won an Oscar.
Yeah,
That's
that's
right.
true. That's very true.
Hey, Nick Cage should be a household name.
Moonstruck.
Yeah, with Cher.
Mm.
Is it Moonstruck?
Yeah.
Is that right? Yeah. I'm
August
pissed about
Rush. Would that
movie.
work for Father's Day?
Yeah,
Kind of. He's looking for his parents.
yeah.
You know, it would work. Speed
Ooh.
with Chris Hemsworth. Speed.
And I guess Hitman's Wife's Bodyguard works
Guys.
too.
Ad Astra. You want to talk about daddy issues?
that
Ad Astra.
is very true.
Ooh,
That is very true.
Very cool. Well, I think that just about does it for our recommendations.
Contact.
Oh, no.
There's some daddy issues. Goes to meet aliens, meet your dad.
Jaws.
yeah.
Back to the Future Part 2.
Yeah. The dad.
That's pretty bad, Dad. Pretty baddie daddy.
It's not even the same dad.
Now, okay,
Stepdaddy.
before we log this off, I want to just ask you guys one question, okay? What movie has the best dad bod?
Dad what?
Daddy's
Dad
home
bod.
because
Dad bod.
whatever the Daddy's home one, or I guess Magic Mike.
You think that's dad
a
bod?
good dad bod.
Yeah.
I think he means like a Kevin
Any man
James
can be a
dad bod.
father, Chaz. How dare you?
I mean like Bert Kirshner dad bod.
Oh, okay.
Like Paul Blart. Dad bod.
Okay. Probably anything that.
I would say Jim Hopper from Stranger Things.
Yeah, I could see that. Or who's the This Is Us guy?
Which one?
The one that died from the toaster or the slow cooker, whatever it was. I don't watch the show.
The blender kill.
Yeah. The guy that turned on a Pop-Tart toaster oven or something. Easy Bake Oven died.
I haven't seen him.
Well, that guy. He kind of is what I see when it comes to the father stuff. So I guess that also works with it. Well, it's ending awkwardly.
It's not ending
is it?
awkwardly. Why
I
is it
don't
ending
know.
awkwardly?
Anytime there's a second of dead air, it's like, oh no.
Richard,
Was there dead air?
where can people find you? Where can people find you?
On the street these days. Panhandling,
No, we found you.
busking.
Well, let's
Um,
close out this way, actually. Any, obviously, Fox 13, Critical Mass.
Yes, and here.
And yeah, Chaz, over and Underarms Exposed.
Over and Under Exposed. I have it. There'll be a new episode next week, so I have
okay.
I have an interview lined up for that. Yeah, dude, Patrick.
We're
William.
doing stuff. You know, check out these giveaways, the Indiana Jones, Gaggle of Geeks, Patrick Beatty reviews, all that stuff.
And again, what do they have to do for these?
Just like us and follow us on Instagram and Twitter, and that's really all you need. We're going to look through all those people and select it. It's not too difficult for something that's pretty awesome.
Pay us.
The pay,
Little bit
if you
of
want to go
money.
on our Patreon, you'll get double votes.
A little bit of
How about
money
that?
goes a long way.
Damn.
Double votes if you go to the Patreon and become a geek god. Either way, let's close this out with we were going to do a little sketch, so we'll close it out as we're doing it. Fatherly advice. We're all each other's daddies now. We can give each other some fatherly advice to close this out. So let me put on. You again will not hear any music, but
Okay.
it will be none of this will work. It's fatherly advice time. Hey son, sport. Glad to see you here. Have a seat. You look good. Are you dating? No?
No.
Well, why not?
No.
Okay. Well, that's my advice to you. Now you give advice to someone.
Wait, how would you
just
handle-
know
how
me.
would you handle-
The goal of improv is to yes and me.
I'm asking, like, how would you handle somebody who would say
Here,
no?
you do it to me.
Hey, son,
Hi, Daddy.
did mom give you the birds and bees talk?
Mom's dead.
Yeah,
So no.
She fell off a bridge last week. Do you remember that, Dad?
yeah, you pushed her.
And well, you came home and you were sopping wet, and you were like, "Don't tell anybody, ha ha." And then you cried for a few hours in the tub. Do you remember that?
Yeah, because you actually pushed her off, and then I had to go take care of business, and
I don't think that's what happened.
that's what happened. Anyways, son, birds and bees. Sometimes the birds love the bees, and life is made.
Okay, this isn't working.
Richard,
Do you have any?
I would say 2 possibly conflicting points of advice. If you can be anyone, be Batman, but don't be a selfish lover.
With that said, keep calm, gaggle on, and we'll see you later on.